I hate the fact that they're right. I hate this shit. Should never happen.
You got Asmongold agreeing with MSNBC and Chris Hayes. Never thought I'd see the day.
Foremost predator, that seems like an evil thing to do, regardless of who may be embarrassed in the release of that list. Why is the FBI protecting the greatest in human history?
Simple, because of who's on that list.
Who killed Jeffrey Epstein?
This doesn't look right. It doesn't look like a suicide.
You know, Epstein's an intelligence asset for people in the Middle East, right? I'm like, no, I didn't know that. I'm like, you sure of that? The person, let's say, is like, I'm absolutely sure of that. His plane and that island, the cameras, there's a big assumption out.
It's also wild how as soon as all these people came into power on Trump's cabinet, 180. Total 180. The only thing they hadn't bet on is the fact that they made this into most of the right's personalities, right? Like, you got to realize it's one thing to be like, hey, by the way, we believe in low taxes, small government. That's what we're all about. And then people can be like, okay, I follow you. I like your stuff, Dan. I like when you drink your own piss. I'm now going to go forward and believe what you believe. So I'm going to say that. But if you're like, here's the other thing. We also believe that the Democrats and the liberals and the elites and the deep state are all collaborating together in part with Jeffrey Epstein to run a pedophile cult where they are abducting children. They are trafficking them to the most powerful and rich people in the world. This is directly tied into geopolitics as well as anti-Semitic conspiracy theories. And when these children are extracted from the Wayfair cabinets, they then take their adrenochrome through the adrenaline glands. This is all being revealed through very top high-level Q-coded messaging that are going to appear in the form of crumbs online, where we go one, we go all. Michael Flynn's on board, now more people on board, and now Donald Trump isn't even willing to say that he completely disavows the movement because the movement is very beneficial to him. He's got a standing army. A bunch of militias believe it too. Now the Boogaloo Boys, now the fucking Proud Boys, all these fucking groups are on board, and that's what we're all about. You took it to such extremes where people were literally walking into pizza parlors trying to shoot people, and like people lost their families. Like if a dude is like posting how he's like, everyone doesn't believe me. I'm not invited to my kids' birthdays anymore. My wife left me. My children want nothing to do with me. And it's so sad because they can't see the truth that there's a secret cabal of elites and Hollywood executives in tandem with the Democrats who are abducting children to steal their blood and make them youth and give them powers. And they won't believe me and they won't see the truth. But I can see the truth. Where we go one, we go all. And then like that becomes everything about their lives. It's really hard to put that rabbit back in the hat, right? Like you can't just hope that if you're just like, I got an update. Epstein did kill himself. Yep. And there's no client list. And that's it. Yeah. Case closed. If you're not buying that, what about this security footage? See, we're going to release it. So just so you know, fair and or transparent. I know, like, maybe even a month ago, we were saying that we were actually releasing the Epstein files. We actually made a whole thing out of it. We got a bunch of celebrities, you know, the right-wing pundits, HARASSMENT, Jack Posobiec, all of them were there holding the binders, talking about how great this is. The Epstein files have been released. Everyone's like, oh my God, Trump's doing it. He's released the Epstein files. This is going to destroy the Democrats. The Democrats never did it. They wouldn't release the Epstein files because at the end of the day, they knew that it would just incriminate them. This further proves it because Trump came in, he's draining the swamp, he's fighting the deep state. This is everything we asked for. And then all of a sudden it's like, except the opposite of that. There is no client list. Epstein killed himself, and that's the end. So, yeah, let's move on to the next thing. Can we just get to the next part?
There that these videotapes were exclusively in the custody of Epstein. That's a huge mistake. The reason they wanted this story to go away is because there's an assumption like, oh yeah, Epstein had him. No, he wasn't the only one who had him, according to this source. These assets, that's why this blackmail story makes so much sense.
There are a lot of people who are knee deep in the Washington swamp who are not telling you the truth about serious allegations out there that Epstein may have had video and audio.
Isn't it wild how as soon as they join, they become swamp? You know, they're all swamp creatures now. All that talk all day, though. The deep state, Yep, this is being the Joe Biden, the Democrats. They're covering this up. They won't tell you. They're not willing to release it. Again, it's not as if you just said this a couple times and then this was kind of a throwaway gag. This became your ethos. It was a central core of your beliefs and who all of you are and who they had to attack. You weaponized this to such a degree that people were willing to kill other human beings in service of a conspiracy theory that, by the way, had some truth. Like any good conspiracy theory, this one actually does involve a pedophile, a secret, island where the pedophile would travel to, and then he would actually traffic his children there, but also tons of rich and powerful people. But the thing the right was never willing to do was admit that it was people of all political ideologies, Republicans and Democrats alike. The real, I'd say, uniting thing was that most people were influential, were either billionaires or in some capacity had a lot of influence in their particular fields. Didn't matter if it was like Bill Gates, didn't matter if it was Stephen Hawking. Like there was a lot of people who, for one reason or another, they wanted to go and travel to this mysterious island of pedophiles, and all of you were just constantly pushing the idea that this is just the Democrats. It's just Bill Clinton. Only Bill Clinton, not Donald Trump.
Of people out there doing things they shouldn't have been doing. And you should be asking yourself the question, how is it that all these people, the CIA director, the Obama fixer, Bill Clinton, all intersected paths with Jeffrey Epstein? Jeffrey Epstein isn't with us anymore, and nobody seems to want to talk about it.
Would you declassify the 9/11 files?
Yeah.
Would you declassify JFK files?
Yeah.
Would you declassify the Epstein files?
Yeah, I would.
All right.
I guess I would. I think that less so because, you don't know. You don't want to affect people's lives if it's phony stuff in there because there's a lot of phony stuff with that whole world. But I think I would, or at least
Do you think that would restore trust? Help restore trust?
Yeah, I don't know about Epstein so much as I do the others. Certainly about the way he died. It would be interesting to find out what happened there because that was a weird situation and the cameras didn't happen to be working, et cetera, et cetera.
I want to talk to you about the Epstein.
Also, I love how he starts like, would you declassify the 9/11 files? Yeah, sure. And it's like, but not the Epstein files. Nah, I just, because that one could affect people, right? If there's made up stuff in there. The 9/11 ones won't affect anybody. Yeah, I don't think anyone was affected by that. 9/11? Was anybody? Either way. Yeah, so but the Epstein ones, yeah, I mean, we don't want to put out false information.
Case, I have worked on this for years, trying to get those records of who flew on Epstein's plane and who helped him build this international human trafficking ring.
Absolutely, Senator. Child trafficking has no place in the United States of America, and I will do everything, if confirmed as FBI director, to make sure the American public knows the full weight of what happened in the past.
Release the list. Seriously, we need to release the Epstein list.
Yeah, totally, brother. Yeah, release that list, am I right? Hell yeah. Yeah. You're gonna release it, right? But actually, because y'all are in power now. It's funny, too, because, Theo, you got to interview this guy after he became the vice president of the United States. Did you do a follow-up on that? Is there a follow-up?
An important thing.
The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review.
A lot of people are wondering, because you said last week that you have the Epstein files on your desk, is when can we see them and what's taking so long to release them?
By the way, Republicans, I don't think Pam's on the files at all. But Donald Trump is allegedly all over them. But you're all getting mad at Pam now. All of you. And don't get me wrong, she's a ghoul. So I am completely fine for the leopards, eating leopards here. But not if it lets Donald Trump off the hook. You can't be like, well, Donald Trump's still our president, fearless leader, etc. All that kind of stuff. Sure. But also probably serial pedophile rapist, right? Probably. I mean, if it's not the Epstein files, or the fact that he was Jeffrey Epstein's best friend, or the fact that, again, he's in the call logs and all that kind of shit, what about the fact that there's also just testimony of Donald Trump saying that he would walk into girls' locker rooms, teenagers, while they were changing, because he had the ability to do that, again, when he was managing these pageants. He said that out loud. These are the words that came out of his mouth. So I think there's probably, I would say at this point, a surplus of evidence that, demonstrates that Donald Trump's probably a serial rapist pedophile. Yeah. Gonna do anything about that? Gonna, You just don't care
I
anymore?
do. Jesse,
Are
there
you Team
are
Pedo now?
well over, this will make you sick, 200 victims. 200. So we have, well over 250 actually. So we have to make sure that their identity is protected. Other than that, I think tomorrow, Jesse, breaking news right now, you're going to see some Epstein information being released. There are tens of thousands of videos of Epstein with children or child.
What kind? Are we going to see who was on the flights? Are we going to see any evidence from what he recorded? Because he had all of his homes wired with recording devices.
Yeah, what you're going to see, hopefully tomorrow, is a lot of flight logs, a lot of names, a lot of information. But it's pretty sick what that man did.
Okay, well, we'll
along
look for
with his
that.
co-defendant.
Absolutely, and he had help. That's for
He
sure.
sure did.
But in this case, in Epstein's case, it is incredibly disturbing. We have flight logs, we have information, names that will come out.
Is it going to be shocking?
I don't see how it's not shocking that there were so many individuals that were hidden and kept secret and not been held accountable.
Flight logs tied to accused trafficker Jeffrey Epstein have been released to some conservative political commentators. They walked out of the White House holding binders labeled.
I love how they're all holding up Fell for It Again awards. Every single one of them.
The Epstein files.
There was an expectation that this was going to be bigger. You had the same expectation.
We all did. And the FBI...
I know. It's weird because I did say yesterday that I had the files on my desk and I got to see them and I was hyping them up. That was weird of me to say, right? And now that they're out, it's all redacted. There's like, you can't see anything of that shit. It's weird how that happens.
Handed over a couple hundred pages of documents. But, you know, Sean, I gave them a deadline of Friday at 8 a.m. to get us everything. And a source had told me
deadlines are tricky. That's
where
true.
the documents were being
Deadlines
kept.
are tricky.
Southern District of New
I'll
York,
grant you
shock. So we got them all by, hopefully all of them, Friday at 8 a.m. Thousands of pages of documents. I have the FBI going through them, and Cash is also, now that we have Cash here, it's a game changer, of course.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And, you know, we're
That guy
gonna
is all over this.
Go through it as fast as we can.
I mean, he's testified
but
under
go through
oath.
it very cautiously to protect all the victims of Epstein.
Now, is that the only thing that would be redacted? Will everything else be made public?
It's always about protecting the victim. But you know what? We believe in
By the way, that's really important. Keep in mind that has been the fucking the line that has been repeated by all of the Trump administration officials. Well, we do have to redact some things because we want to protect the victims, which again is uncontroversial. I you know, even as a leftist, I'm like, yes, please protect the victims. Do not make their names public. All that kind of stuff. No one cares about that. No one wants to learn the names of the victims. Everyone wants to learn the names of the perpetrators. Yeah, the rapists, the pedophiles. So that's what anyone cares about, right? So that's what you could release. That's what everyone wants you to release. Because apparently you have the flight logs, you have the names of the people who were there, the ones who went to the island, the ones who were raping the kids. That's what people care about. So you'll release that, right?
transparency, and America has the right to know.
What we know is that this was a large network of high-profile, high-dollar predators who abused untold numbers of minors. Only one person has been prosecuted for these crimes, and that is Ghislaine Maxwell.
If there was a video of some guy or gal committing felonies on an island and I'm in charge, don't you think you'd see it?
If you have access to it.
If I have it, period.
Right.
If I have it.
Big old, like, trust me vibes, right? Because you hate pedophiles so much and you're just so dedicated to exposing the Epstein files. You have made that, again, a core tenet of your entire persona. That there's no way that once you had access, finally, you know, I mean, you got to say, this is a hero's journey if ever there was one. You worked your whole life. A lot of people called you nuts, said you were spreading conspiracy theories, writing weird children's books that you were praising the president for, all that kind of stuff. But you did it, man. You climbed the ranks. You got to the top. You are in the inner circle. You're the director of the FBI. What is this world? But you did it, my dude. All right, and we gotta commend you for that. because it's an unlikely hero's journey, but here we are. And so finally, a man who has made this himself the core of who he is. You got there, you got the Epstein files, you got to see them. I mean, like, I really wonder what it was like. Did he just open them up and be like, fuck! Fuck! Ah! It's all Trump! It's Trump! Trump everywhere! Every page, Trump! Every log! He lived there! He was... God damn it! Calm down. Center yourself. Center yourself. We can make this work. We can make this work. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. I did worship a pedophile. That's true. You know, but are none of us flawed? Are not all of us without sin? Perhaps. Even Jesus had his own issues. He hung out with a sex worker, I think. Something. So, yeah. Who among us is without sin? Perhaps it is in the best interest of America, dare I say the world, that this information never see the light of day. There we go. Good, good. Ooh, that feels better. All right, all right. My entire life is not a joke. It's not a joke. I am a good person. All right.
If I have it.
Right. If you have it.
Right.
But
Right.
you can't say that you have it.
No, we're giving you everything we have.
So far.
Everything we have so far is
Have
the
you
universe.
guys gone over all the video that's available?
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. That's what takes so much damn time.
Did Jeffrey Epstein himself or did somebody kill him?
Senator, I believe he himself in a cell in the Metropolitan Detention Center.
Are you going to release all the information about that?
Senator, we are working through that right now with the Department of Justice.
You said Jeffrey Epstein committed.
He seems less excited. I don't know. Like, you know, when people enter politics, it changes them, right? That could be part of it too. Just like, you know, once you learn how the sausage is made, you start being like, oh, I mean, like you guys think that you can just get in there and shake up the system. I think you've seen a few too many movies. All right, this is how it really works. Adults are talking.
People don't believe it.
Well, I mean, listen, they have a right to their opinion, but as someone who has worked as a public defender, as a prosecutor, who's been in that prison system, who's been in the Metropolitan Detention Center, who's been in segregated housing, you know a side when you see one, and that's what that was.
He killed himself.
The next time you get in trouble, call a crackhead.
I love the confidence, you know? Dan, my dude, you've been doing this for so long. Come on. This is your shit. Just like that? You're now the deep state? The very deep state that you've worked your entire career trying to take down? I mean, what's Rumble like? Who's left?
Again, you want me to get... I've seen the whole file.
The Epstein files. What's the answer to that?
The answer to that is the same as everything else. I'm not going to withhold information from the American public ever, but I'm also not going to rush to get it out there in a format in which they can't rely on it. So on the Epstein matter or any other matters, we are diligently working on that, and it takes time to go through years of investigations, years of political maneuvering, and years of cover-up to get the American people what they deserve. And that's what I'm going to give them. And you're going to get the video of the cell. And you're going to see for yourself.
We do have video. It's not the greatest video in the world. I don't want to set expectations on fire. However, the video does show in that specific block that he goes in, made a phone call. You'll see 12 hours of guards going to basically check on him, come back. You'll see no one really comes out in that bay, in that area, than him. There's no one in there. When you combine that with the other evidence where we will be releasing in the coming weeks, we're still finalizing some of the products. I think it's pretty clear.
Overnight, the FBI and Justice Department releasing 11 hours of footage they say helps confirm notorious financier Jeffrey Epstein died by suicide in his Manhattan jail cell in 2019.
I also want to add, even if it's true, by the way, it could actually be true. Like, none of us will ever truly know, right? Like, maybe he did kill himself, maybe he didn't kill himself. You know, it doesn't matter what the reality is at this point. The fact that they are now putting that information out there is something that's going to be, like, again, impossible for an entire political apparatus to swallow. when they've made that the core of their entire personalities. But even if it was, it's just like, you're doing a shit-ass job at making this not seem as sus as fucking possible, especially because there seems to be a monstrous conflict of interest here. One of the key people who should be all over these documents is the president now, who's orchestrating all of this and who's directing all these people. That they are working at the behest of the president, who may also be all over the Epstein files. But I guess that doesn't matter.
Perhaps the biggest bombshell, investigators say they found no incriminating client list of Epstein's, no credible evidence that Epstein blackmailed prominent individuals, and no evidence that could predicate an investigation against uncharged third parties.
Alex Costa, he allegedly said that he did work for an intelligence agency. So could you resolve whether or not he did? And also, could you say why there was a minute missing from the jailhouse tape on the night of the set?
Yeah, sure. If
Hey, Pam, could I just interrupt for 1 second? Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time, and do you feel like answering?
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe.
Yeah, I know. When I saw that, I was like, oh shit, that motherfucker did it. That's all the proof I need. Just wait. Why are you getting defensive? You have no reason, were you innocent, to ever be defensive about this. This would be something that you yourself would be like, look, I'm on board. I get it. Everyone wants to know, and I think some of the people who are on that list, I mean, some of them are rich and powerful, and it's really fucked up that this has been covered up for so long. We're working on it. We got you. That's really different than, why the hell does everyone keep talking about this? Why do you care? Why does it? Kids are dying in Texas. Excuse me. Have you brought up the dead kids? I'm now going to try and use dead children as a shield. Okay, because this is beyond. Pam, take it away.
I believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this, where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration.
A desecration. Well, hey, good job on CoffeeZilla for putting that all together. It's nice to see it all in a row.
Oh, here we go. Let's listen to this.
Kash Patel, current director of the FBI, 6 months ago, right before he started.
You know, it's the same thing with Epstein's list. It's the majority. You can't get the guy is. At least put on your big boy and come. Aren't tired of.
Nice. His family got bought out. I don't know, man. I wonder why.
Who has Jeffrey Epstein's
Black Book?
Black Book.
FBI.
That is that. I mean, there's.
Oh, that's under direct control of the director of the FBI. On day one, roll out the Black Book.
Abuse young women. Scheme. New memo from the DOJ reiterates the department's position that Epstein was not.
You've got Asmongold watching MSNBC. That's how bad this is. Look, he's got to listen to fucking Chris Hayes. He's got to sit through a Chris Hayes segment. What have you done?
Murdered, noting, quote, people are really mad about this part of the memo. Quoting it here. This systematic review revealed no incriminating client list. There was no credible evidence found that Epstein blackmailed prominent individuals as part of his actions.
He's agreeing with them. What have you done? Hey, this might de-radicalize Asmongold, actually. You know? It's not going to take down the president of the United States, but maybe it'll turn him a little bit away from the Nazi path that he's been barreling towards.
We did not uncover evidence that could predicate an investigation against uncharged third parties. Now, that claim that there was no shadowy client list, ostensibly containing evidence that Epstein was secretly blackmailing political and financial and Hollywood elites, certainly seemed to contradict what Trump's own attorney general said on television back in February.
Play it.
One of the things that you...
I wish I had like this, you know, sophistication of commentary, by the way. I know sometimes I pause it. A lot of you just want to watch what he's saying, and you'd rather I just sit there and it's like, oh. Interesting. Yep. Play it. Oh. Okay.
Alluded to, and this is something Donald Trump has talked about, the DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now.
I want to hear your opinion, Asmongold, not your surprise. Looks like you talk.
Into a bunch
It's
of
like, also think about it, is like these right here, these guys right here, these are your fucking, these are your soldiers, right? And you just sent them out there with an AK-47 that shoots bubbles.
Wow, MAGA, you are losing some of your strongest soldiers right now, at least in the commentary community, you know? I've seen that Alex Jones is willing to pretzel himself into every fucking weird way that he can to keep defending Trump. Now he's pushing some idea that Trump is actually striking a deal with the deep state to protect America and keep the deep state at bay. Because again, it's neat just saying things that don't actually really have any tangible definitions, because you could just make them whatever you want at any given time. It makes it a lot easier to be conspiracy theorists. You can just be like, yeah, Trump is essentially brokering a deal with the deep state, and as he negotiates with the deep state, that's how he protects America. And I don't like it, but unfortunately, he's smarter than us and he knows what he's doing. But it looks like, you know, people, I guess, who just don't really benefit directly or indirectly from having a close line to Donald Trump are willing to be like, this is fucked. It's fucked. Come on. You got to admit, something's wrong here.
They're going to look like retards. So now you...
I'm so happy I unpaused it. I'm so happy. His commentary, again.
Yes!
You have made... I just really need the Trump administration to succeed and to save
this guy's a national treasure. He put his faith in Donald, and Donald dropped the fucking ball. He fucked this up bad. Big time fuck up. Super fuck.
Do you think it's a fuck up as much as it's a cover up? I'm gonna be honest with you. The huge difference between those two, right? Like, I know a lot of right-wingers who are so disillusioned now are just kind of like, oh yeah, fuck, we had faith in Trump and he let us down. Yeah, I mean, that's a fucking understatement. It also seems like he's trying to, I don't know, cover up some shit. Seems pretty fucked up, right?
Fuck up. Mega fuck up. The biggest fuck up that we've had so far.
They're doing so much good, and then for them to do something like this tears my guts out.
Yep. You made.
Do you
Alex
see what you've done, Pambot?
Yes.
Wait, you believe it? Are you serious? I've seen improv groups do better than that. Come on. All the guy needs to do is turn on a camera. Oh God. Trump said he was going to destroy the deep state. Then he's hiding. It's like, you made Alex Jones cry. Look what you've done. National
you have
treasure.
made Alex Jones cry and possibly puke, which he only does a few times a year because of how much integrity he has.
Yes.
In hindsight, though, I don't think that those people should be very surprised. As we have said,
Asmon, he's being sarcastic. This you're in enemy territory here. This is not a friend of the MAGA and the Trump administration, or maybe now they will be.
Say that. Who would say that? You shouldn't say that. It's the wrong thing to say.
One of the women.
I've met her numerous times over the years, especially since I lived in Palm Beach, and I guess they lived in Palm Beach. But I wish her well.
I guess.
Whatever it is.
See, like, okay, as great as the Schadenfreude is, by next week, if this hasn't actually continued, if it's not sustained, because I give this a week, maybe 2 weeks tops for right-wing pundits to just not let it go, right? And there's a handful that have. There's the cat turds of the world who are just like, I don't care. Why do we all care? Who cares about Epstein? And then it's like, well, I mean, you actually did a lot as of, you know, up until this week, actually. It's this week that you've suddenly been like, nope, whatever Trump wants, he's benevolent. If we're Team Pedo now, right? Are we? Yeah, we're Team Pedo. All right, we're Team Pedo. Let's get out there. But, you know, for people who are a little bit more swayed by what they see on the internet every day, are they still going to be like, the fuck, Donald Trump? Come on, you betrayed us. Give him a chance. We'll give him a chance. Maybe he'll 180 this. No, he's already trying to distance himself and step away from this, and you know, again, trying to do every old distracting trick in the book, from fucking, you know, the tariffs to like, he's even getting angry. He's getting visibly upset that people are not letting this go. And that's only a couple days. They're like literally like 2 days or 3 days later. And then he's like, why the fuck are we still talking about this shit? So now it's getting to a point where, are you going to do anything about it? Are you going to actually change your loyalty? Are you going to be like, you know what? This was my line. You know, for a lot of liberals, the lines seem to be genocide. And so some of them were like, I'm sorry, but I just cannot support this Zionist project, this death pact that the U.S. has made. I unfortunately am going to be drawing my line here. I cannot support the Democrats right now. So a lot of them did have, you know, I would say an ethical code that there was a line that they could not cross. And is yours pedophilia? Is it going to be pedophilia? Are you going to break rank? Are you going to say, I can't support this guy anymore. I can't support MAGA anymore. I can't support the MAGA movement. I can't support the Republicans as long as they support this guy. My line was pedophilia. And if it's not, oof. I mean, where else is there to go? What else do you have left?
Her friend or boyfriend,
Epstein,
was either killed or committed suicide in jail. She's now in jail. Yeah, I wish you well. I'd wish you well. I'd wish a lot of people well. Good luck.
Oh, God.
Do you remember that? Remember that when Max?
Pedocontheal prevails. We'll see. I mean, like I said, people are mad right now to the point that it's pissed off Donald Trump. But if nothing comes from it and they just revert next week back to being like, yeah, I mean, he's still the president and he's still locking up the illegals and he's still got ICE and this is all great and all that kind of stuff. Well, then, yeah, I mean, prove me fucking wrong.
Then why not look into it? Yeah, I think this is going to hurt his third.
It's not like they even have to vote for him again. Yeah, it's going to hurt his third presidential run. Are you already giving in to full-on dictatorships?
Then why not look into it? Yeah, I think this is going to hurt his third. This might hurt his third campaign run, or his third term. It might even affect him into his fourth term, but we'll have to see.
John Epstein at a time.
I don't like. Is he being sarcastic, or is it, you know, sometimes there's inner jokes, and if you don't watch their streams all the time, you don't get them, or is he just genuinely stating that he's completely fine with the potential for Donald Trump to have a third term, even though he can't have one?
Like this, where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration.
Yeah.
What I hate the fact that they're right. I hate this shit. Should never happen. But he's right. They're right on this. They are. And
damn, Trump, you done fucked up. You got Asmongold agreeing with MSNBC and Chris Hayes. Never thought I'd see the day.
Don't let this happen to you. Go to serfscoffee.com to order the only end-to-end owned indigenous coffee company that delivers blood-free, conflict-free, and cruelty-free beans right to your door. 0% of people who drink serfscoffee.com have exploded spontaneously. By ordering right now, you get 10% off plus free shipping, and it's the best way to enjoy delicious coffee while not exploding. That's serfscoffee.com, serfscoffee.com.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. This video wouldn't be at all possible without the financial support of all the people whose names you see on the screen right now. And if you want to unlock secret bonus episodes, content that we can't post anywhere else, or get the videos early before anyone else gets to see them, please go on to patreon.com/theserfs. For as little as $1, you can help support this channel and help make more videos like this possible. Our executive producers are Anna Loves Riley, Adrian McCarthy, Bobby Lasers, Cheryl Alvarez, Comrade Junkie, Doug Caddy, Everything Important, Garrett Sandoval, Hagbard Celine, Jimmy Sombrero, Multimondi, Omni, Political Papi, Preston Kroll, Quiet 185, Richard Boehm, Riley and Anna, Roller Dragon, Cernicus, Stellar Gwyn, Sebastian Demel, Tigwig, Trav, and Words Greenwood. And also, it wouldn't be possible without all the names you see on the screen right now. Again, if you want to help produce this content, it's only made possible through the funding of our patrons. Head on down to patreon.com/theserfs. That's patreon.com